Hello there, what's the story, what's the crack, how y'all keeping? This is the Panda Puncher, yes, Panda Puncher, and welcome back to Let's Play Dwarf Fortress. The Fort of Grand Iris is progressing nicely, and had a slight issue with the last recording of this particular episode due to the fact that the game crashed twice. The first crash happened just after a save point, so I had lost nothing, but the second crash happened near the end of the video. Literally, I was about to end the recording, and I lost the entire progress we made in that video. So apologies if I backtrack over some of the stuff that I had done at the start of the episode before the save. I'm just going to try and catch you up. You can see here we have two rooms being dug out on the left here. And again, I haven't had a throat problem in the 2 hours between recordings, and boom, here we go. So yeah, this room here will have siege workshop and stuff like that, because we're going to build them just for the sake of building them, for no other real reason. And over here we're setting up to create the paper stuff, because I finally actually looked into that and figured out how to do it. We have here a screw press, which will take mashed up plants and press them into sheets. So let's see now, did we set up the jobs? Yes, the current and millstone jobs are set up, which is what we need to actually mash up the plants. The game kept crashing whenever I was placing the... What is happening here? Thief. Okay. Oh, something really cool happened in the last one, and now you won't get to see it. But hopefully it'll happen again. Time will tell. I'm not going to say what it was in case we actually do get to do it again. We haven't had a visit from the elves in a while, or the humans, or the... We haven't had a migration wave in a while, so something like that is bound to happen shortly. Partly there's nothing to catch in the central swamps, which is fine because we have more than enough food. This is really starting to annoy me, this throat. What, we have 666 meat, that's kind of sinister. Over 600 plants, there's 300 fish, and enough drink for a small... And we're up at 1.6 million value. And the higher your value, the bigger risk you have of actually coming at croppers with enemies. They're sort of attracted to your fort based on your fort's value. All the cabinets are done there. Nothing else to finish there. Did we finish his room? No. So there's this dining room. Assign the table to our mayor, which is Dwarf, and then make it automatically assigned to mayors on future. If that mayor happens to be killed or die or something horrible. And of course the export of earrings is still prohibited. Okay, that is designated to be smooth. Yes, it is, so that'll eventually get done, hopefully. Time will tell on that one, I suppose. The tavern is still coming along nicely. Slowly getting smooth, but as you can see, the smoothing just makes life so much better. And we have all of this in the library. Okay, now time to dig deeply and greedily, as dwarves do. Yeah, we found a lot more gold down here, but we'll ignore that. Did I set up the second set of mining down here? I did indeed, and they are finding just whatever the hell this gold stuff is, and that is orthoclase, which is a stone and provides nothing of value. So since we can safely assume that there's no metal on this one, because if there was we would have found it already. I know there's a lot to dig out, but you know what? No, we'll just go deeper. We are bound to hit a second cavern sooner or later, so let's just keep mining. Now the further we go down, we could come up against magma pools, which present us with the chance of building magma forges and go down another 20 levels. Magma forges and stuff, so we don't have to burn wood to make charcoal to use our furnaces to smelt iron. We can just tap the magma straight and smelt our iron with that, which could be fun, I suppose. I may throw in a random save in the middle of this video, just in case we come up against the same problem as earlier, but hopefully not. Hopefully everything is okay. Now, see the animals not tame, that's fine. There's one ready for slaughter, so our auto butcher is still doing its job. That's good to see. And list of locations. The gate of diversions Not sure if I had renamed that in the previous episode or not, but the tavern used to be something else. It's now the Gate of Divergence, which I think is a more apt name for a tavern, because it is essentially the gateway to alcohol, which diverts you from most productive activities in the world. And we also have the Earthen Vault with a couple of scholars and scribes assigned. As far as the new features of Dwarf Fortress, such as the library and the locations just in general, I think the only ones we have left to actually implement or take advantage of is the religious ones, which we'll probably fire on this floor because this is where we have all of our coffins and all that kind of stuff. So we struck the Elmanite. Okay, that sounds metallic. Is it though? That is the main thing. Smoky quartz, lemonite, yellow zircon, smoky quartz, orthoclase. Let's zoom to that. It's over here. No, that is... Huh. Quality mining away like the good dwarf that he is. I think it would only be fitting and appropriate if he meets a terrible, terrible death due to the fact that he is responsible for me playing Dwarf Fortress. And the true mark of a dwarf is dying a horrible and painful death. So yes, still... Oh, what do we have here? An elven caravan. Let's take their shit. How long actually? You know what we're going to do? We're not just going to take their shit. We're going to kill them. So let's request a trader so we can steal their items. And now, if the dwarves are watching, if the elves are watching this, I am not. This is just a coincidence that you are arriving and my military squads are being stationed around the trade depot. There is nothing suspicious about that type of activity. Stop reading into it. Okay? These are paranoid elves. Just be quiet. Now, where are they? Where are the elves? Have they arrived yet? Are they unloading their goods? An elven caravan? No, they haven't. They are so slow. Would you just build a wooden cart and have horses taking it? And we have a petition available. The status of Rimtar Friedrazer. He wants to join for the purpose of soldiering. Let's approve that right away. Let's pause. Go into our military. Betsy's Mercs. That should be... What was the name of that guy? I should know it if I see it. Because it was actually a pronounceable name. Maybe he hasn't fully joined yet. Okay, so it's another merc we have in our fort, which is good to see. And there's the elves. Hello, elves. You're going to die. In order to aid in the killing of these, we are going to close the gates so they can't run away. And we have to sincerely hope that none of our dwarves are on the gate when they close them, because they'll just be sent flying. And we'll have a dead dwarf. Ooh, a lot of action going in and out. Just close the gates already. No. Oh. I'm not going to do anything until the gates are closed, because that's when we have to make our move. Oh, don't anybody get caught on it. You will go flying and you shall splat against the wall somewhere and you will be dead. Right, gates closed, no one died. Fantastic. Now, Q. Let's trade. Mark all, seize, yes. Take what you wish. I can't stop you. Of course you can't, you're an elf. Now, squads. Data, I want you to kill a creature from the list. And you can kill Seth Anarath, who's an elf merchant. And Cisco's warriors, you can kill the other one from the list. Scroll down. So we don't want to. We want to do. Oh, there's more than one. Interesting. So we kill Nemo and also. Well, that doesn't really matter. I mean. Let's zoom in for this actually, because it will be until you play Dwarf Fortress a couple of times, the combat will just, you won't be able to see. All you'll see right now is a pile of moving little characters and blood and stuff like that. So yep, there we go. Mauling people, mauling people. Let's see now. Squads. Cisco's warriors can kill the last remaining elf. There should only be one elf remaining. Yep, and it's minimal. Let's kill you and resume. Should be more fighting and death. Yep, chasing him over to the right hand side, and he is dead. Long live the dwarfs. So first off, let's lower the bridges again because we need our dwarves to be able to get outside. And before going back to the game, let's take a look at the combat log, because this is one of the more fascinating things of Dwarf Fortress. It's the brutally in-depth combat log. So we'll take a look at the Elves combat log, so that'll give us an idea of what happened to them and who killed them. So a recruit attacks the elf merchant, but she rolls away. Fucking sneaky elves. The Mark's dwarf bashes the elf merchant in the left foot with her bronze warhammer, bruising the muscle through the sandal. Let's skip on a wee bit here. The elf is trying to withdraw. You're locked in. You can't get away. Hammer dwarf punches the elf merchant in the right upper arm with his left hand, bruising the muscles through the cloak. Spear dwarf stabs the elf merchant in the left upper leg with his spear, tearing the muscle through the cloak. Is lodged firmly in the wound. Bruising the muscle, blah blah blah. Bruising the muscle. Tearing apart the muscle through the cloak, spilling her. What? The swords dwarf slashes the elf merchant in the lower body with his bismuth bronze short sword, tearing apart the muscle through the cloak and spilling her guts. An artery has been opened in the attack. The elf merchant gives in to the pain. That doesn't matter. We keep bashing him in the legs and stuff. Hacks the elf merchant in the left lower arm, and the severed part seals off in an arc. That's brutal. Motor nerve has been severed, and the head with her hammer, bruising the muscle and fracturing the skull through the thing. And yeah, it's that elf died a horrible death. Let's see this one. Ooh, okay. Flying bolts, a lot of them. Flying chestnut bolt strikes the elf merchant in the right upper leg, bruising the muscle. Ooh. The flying bolt strikes the elf merchant in the upper body, bruising the muscle and bruising the right lung through the cloak. And yeah, she was the one that was attacked by Data's arrows. And last but not least, we have this one. The broker misses the elf. The swords dwarf stabs the elf merchant in the right upper leg with his scimitar, tearing the muscle through the cloak. Many nerves severed. Elf merchant falls over, as you would expect. You know, he's just had a scimitar to the leg. Militia captain hacks the elf merchant in the lower body, tearing apart the muscle and tearing apart the pancreas through the cloak. An artery has been opened in the attack. Swords dwarf stabs him in the left lower leg. Militia captain pulls on the embedded bismuth bronze battle axe. The hammer dwarf bashes the elf merchant in the left lower leg. The spears dwarf stabs him in the left lower leg. A ligament has been torn and a tendon has been torn. The swords dwarf attacks the elf merchant, but she rolls away. The elf merchant gives in to the pain. So yeah, that was a successful little visit by the elves. A dead elf is a good elf. Or I should have said, the only good elf is a dead elf. So yeah, piles more material. There's another petition available for entertaining citizens. Who's this? Yevash Fensdwad. Approve. Sure, why not? Our citizens need entertained. Entertain us, please. And the bridges have been lowered. And everything is back to normal. Dead elves. I love it. Now, there is a chance that with the whole mysterious or fey mood thing, and where the dwarves take over a workshop and create an artifact, they may actually engrave an artifact with the butchering of those elves, which would be fantastic. Just honor the thing. Let's take a look at what's about. They don't care about the animals. Others. Pile of badgers about. Fair enough. Couple of guests. Friendly mules and donkeys. I suppose they're the mules and donkeys that came with the elven caravan. So let's see if there's any needed to be updated to the list here. No. No is the short answer to that one. Now, have we hit any more? No, not any more ores yet. And what was I going to check here? Yes, we need to go to stocks and down to ammunition and claim back any bolts that have been forbidden after the attacks. So we've got what, 33 iron bolts, we have 41 dog bone, 32 of those, 50 of those, and a whole bunch of these. So we're more than kitted out for bolts. We could go in specific squads and tell them exactly what to wear, what to equip, because I did notice that a few of the melee dwarves were just wrestlers or something along those lines, and we really don't have time for that nonsense. Military, let's see now if we can find this guy. It was Rimtar. No, it wasn't. Huh. Who was the guy that joined? I could have swore it would have been... Because we were able to sign Cass there. So we were... it hardly is Rimtar, is it? He's a hammer dwarf. But that's not it. Rimtar Kedstukos. No, definitely not him. Miner, caretaker, blacksmith, bard, poet, hammer dwarf, tavern keeper, human bowman, but that's Kess. He's currently in a combat drill. Huh. I have no idea. Oh well. Should have kept a better note on the person's name. Badger boars are interrupting our dwarves from doing their jobs. God damn bastards. Petitions available. This thing does get annoying after a while. Entertaining citizens and visitors. Kib. Trail-led gravel. Why not? More the merrier here at Fort Granadars. Let's just zoom all the way down to wherever we are mining to, which is level 50, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it doesn't look like we got much metal on the way down. That's fun. So we will do our branching out thing yet again on this level. So up to the top. Dig the whole way down. We're getting quite a few visitors now, but again, I'm assuming the visitors is directly linked to your fort wealth, and we are getting quite wealthy. This time we are going to mine out this full thing. Mainly in the vain hope of possibly coming up with either a deep cavern or magma pool or something. I don't think we're low enough for magma yet. It's been a while since I played it and I can't remember where everything is. So time will tell, I suppose. And I think this might be the last row I need because the next one, yeah, it's near the bottom. So we should come down to mine this pretty quickly and we'll see if we find anything in the immediate offshoots in these little test branches. It's going to take them a while to get down here. Now we are down quite a few levels. This is where dwarves are at home. They live underground. Deeper, the happier they are. Petitions available yet again. For that, yeah, why not? I mean, I don't really care that much. I mean, it does put up the total number of characters we have in our fort, which I think maybe later on in the game when you're starting to have FPS issues, because that is inevitable. If something doesn't destroy your fort, FPS will. That's just the nature of the game at the moment. So yeah, still nothing interesting. We've got a few more gems there, but I don't care about gems. I care about metal. There's more orthoclase. Is this just gonna... I need metal. I know we had tetrahedrite. Is it tetrahedrite in the first cavern we unlocked, but it's surrounded by water. We can't really do much with it. Yeah, just orthoclase and more orthoclase. Is it just that we're allowed gold coloured stuff in this fort? Seems like it. The kerns and stuff should probably... Yeah, everything's done there. So yeah, let's go to this. Build a workshop queue. Kern can go there. It's only 1 by 1. And we want to make a millstone, which is capital M. It can go there. Sure, why not? And then we also want to build a siege workshop, which will be S appropriately. And this gets a whole room to itself. Because as you can see, it's the biggest workshop that you can actually get in the game. Quite a few trapped animals over there in our animal storage. Probably consider putting a few of them on display somewhere. But until... Just trying to make sure we're on top of everything. Everybody's busy. We've got like 0 idlers. And if we do have idlers, it just fluctuates. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, Wharfroom's still not getting smooth, but this is coming along very nicely indeed. I like this little tavern. We could have made something extravagant, but there's really no point whenever this does the job. Another bard is visiting. It's nice to see. And here is our top floor of our library. Here's the bottom floor. So yeah, there's a few things going on. There's a few dwarves reading books and stuff. We will want to do... Oh, taken by Mood. Azob Vok, that guy, was taken by Fey Mood whilst he was around here. So we'll see now what kind of workshop he takes. It might give us a clue as to what he will make. And he has taken a leather workshop. It's been a long time since I've seen him do that. Usually go with craft, mason, carpenter, metalsmith, something like that. So let's actually see if what kind of mood is he in. Must have tanned hides, silk cloth. Okay, he should be able to get all that. Yeah, he's away getting the materials, so the materials do exist. It's whenever they freeze on the spot and they don't go get materials that you have to start figuring out what do they not have. And there we go, he has started his strange, mysterious construction. So hopefully, there's more petitions. For entertainment of the visitors. Oof. I mean, if all of our visitors end up wanting to be here to entertain visitors, there's going to be no visitors to entertain. They're just going to be a pile of entertainers. Which, you know, I suppose is okay. But no, we can't say yes all the time, because then people just take advantage of us. It's not the dwarven way. Yes, we are kind of warm-hearted, unless you're not, but you can't take advantage of that hospitality. I mean, we have a tavern here, we have entertainers, we even have dwarven entertainers. So, you know, don't take advantage, lads. It's just uncool. Skip all the way down to, whoops, a wee bit too far. See what we're uncovering here. More orthoclase, gems, whatever the normal stone is there. Almanite, I think, is a gem. And nothing. No metals. I'm not sure. Did the embark I have say that there was like very few deep metals? Because that would suck if it's the case. I need to make sure we aren't running too low on gold actually stored. No, there's quite a bit. And actually, we can take a look at how many gold bars we actually have. Whoops. Stocks. That's what I want to go to. Now, we have quite a bit of glob, which is actually what we need to make what do you call it? The paper. But unfortunately, all of our glob is animal glob, and it can't be turned into paper, so we do need to mash up some plants. What was the thing I was in there? Bars. Down here, somewhere. That's logs, bars. We have 538 gold bars already smelted, and you could see the amount of... Oh, he has created Surabez Gandoth Hosbut, a dog leather backpack. Now, let's see what type of dog leather backpack this is. These artifacts, I think, are just ones we take from trading. There are various books and scrolls and all that kind of stuff in there. Unless your own dwarves make them, they're pretty low quality. So, Warmth Bands, the Honest Drill, a dog leather backpack. It's worth 6,000, which isn't great. There's artifacts to be created that are worth 500,000 and stuff. But let's view the description. This is a dog leather backpack. All craft dwarfship is of the highest quality. The object is adorned with hanging rings of cow leather and menaces with spikes of dog leather and cave spider silk. On the item is an image of Sazir mating clasped, the groom of the Vale Freak, and dwarves in armadillo leather. Cesar is surrounded by the dwarves. The artwork relates to the appointment of the groom of the Vale Freak, Sazar mating clasped, to the position of General of the Murky Syrups in the year 74. And again, one of the reasons why it's beneficial to have a good history in your world. If you can put up with waiting, make your history, approve that one, as long as possible. I got bored. Again, apologies. Massive apologies for the way my throat's acting up. There's just not much I can do about it at the minute. It's just the way it is. So I got bored. I cut my history short at 203 years. I usually leave it to 251, which is sort of the default. But you can make it over 1,000, and that gives times for legends to take place, dragons to grow, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it can lead to 1, a more fun world to live in, and 2, more interesting engravings and artifacts. So nobody's in the hospital, that's a good thing. So it is. This is okay. Should we start planning the religious stuff? Let's do that. Do we just want to make it simple boxes, or do we want to make kind of nice rooms? Not sure. Let's see now. Trying to think of an interesting shape. So let's just go with this for now, and then we can make an interesting shape out of it. So there's the door in. We'll take off each corner from the bottom here. We'll have a pillar there and a pillar there. Pillar every 3. Yeah, and we'll make this a wee bit longer at the top. I'm not sure what these actually need, to be perfectly honest. Whoops. And if I'm going to mirror this up. Whoops. Wrong bloody control. If we mirror it up to the bottom, so that's how that'll look. And if it needs more, we can add on a little extension room up here or something. But that should give us an idea, if we use this space as is, as to what requirements the religious areas kind of need. So, anything else crazy going on in our fort? I really want some. See, there's the tetrahedrite. So it is. And yeah, this is just muddy slate cavern floor, water 7 of 7. So the water is flowing there. It's open space here, which is appropriate because, you know, shame that the tetrahedrite isn't here. Well, let's zoom out a bit. Oh, wrong way. Seeing if there's any tetrahedrite in the walls that we can actually get to. No, sphalerite is the main thing I can see, along with gems. Surprised there's no gold in this level. More petitions available. No, you can go away. I would hate to accidentally accept an elven, entertainer or something like that. It'd make me sick to my core. As you can see, we haven't had to upgrade our farms much. That stuff's just plugging away, adding to your ever-increasing stockpile, because we do just keep trading and getting stuff done, which can't really complain about. And yeah, that's one thing we need to check out. These things should be built. There's another petition. Deny. Q. Let's get some plants being mashed. A mash plant into slurry, please. Repeat. Glove, any material. You see, it's counting the animal tallow fat, you know, the stuff that's, I forget which workshop does it, but it's there. It's counting that as the same sort of material, but we need the plant stuff in order to press into sheets of paper for books and scrolls. So I'm not sure what to do with this. Hold on, we'll see what the millstone needs to be powered. Huh? I've never done a millstone before. That's... How do you power a millstone? Pause. I am very confused. Build. Vertical bars. Floodgates. Kennels, farm plot, weapon rack. Table, paved road, dirt bridge. Siege engines, workshops, furnaces. Traps, levers, machine components. Ah, okay. Is this like windmill and stuff? Screw pump, water wheel, windmill, gear assembly, horizontal axle, vertical axle. Ah. What if... Well, if we go to build windmill. Huh. It could be just as an experiment. I have never dealt with this stuff in Dwarf Fortress before. So, let's mess about with it. So yeah, let's build a windmill. Horizontal axle. Building present needs ground or near machine. Why is that already present? Oh, because it's around the windmill. So if we then do a horizontal, if it's going east to west, no, we want it going change orientation, north south, east west. Oh, east west do the job. Yep. Build that there, chestnut logs, and then build another millstone because we have more than one there, and see if that actually powers the millstone. That'd be interesting because it's, again, something I have not touched in this game, is sort of the more advanced components that you sort of get round to after you learn how to play the game. So it'll be quite interesting to see if this just works off the bat with me really not having a clue what I'm doing. If it doesn't work, we're going to have to pass on it, and I'll look into it after this recording or the next, or whenever I have a bit of more free time. So yeah, I wonder, do they need components for the... Needs architecture just... So we'll see if the windmill gets built, but maybe we have to actually build physical components that, you know, like parts off the windmill. Not sure. It could be something in the like craft dwarf workshop or the... Actually, let's just check what's in the... So if we add new task, shield bar, animal trap, armor stand, hatch cabinet with weapon, wooden ball, minecart, pipe section. That's probably for the water. Yeah, didn't see anything there. And it didn't say we were missing, you know, if you don't have mechanisms and you try to build something that needs a mechanism, it says needs mechanisms. So I'm assuming since it's allowed us to build the windmill that there's nothing we really need, we just need somebody to come build the thing. Our frames are taking quite a hit on the surface here, but that's... Oh, some migrants have arrived. Nice. Now, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I've never bet in my life. You know, never, ever would I bet. I would say this migration wave could be close to 20-something dwarves. So time will tell. Where are they coming in from? We should start to see... Oh, the windmill's going. You see it? Look at it, it's going. Yes, wind power. There's 1, 2... Am I going to be so wrong that I'm like 18 dwarfs off? Now there's more coming in now. Whoa, what happened there? Something minimized my game. I was fucking Steam now, bastards. Hope that didn't mess up the recording. And now I lost track. But we do have a lot of dwarves coming in. That's quite a few. That is quite a few. Even the 20 something may have been an underestimate. We had 52 beforehand. We've now got an extra 18 so far. So we do. Ooh. My, that's a lot of doors. Petitions. Entertaining. Yeah, we're going to need more entertainers because we have a lot more doors. Human engineer is visiting. Okay. And I think that... No, they're still coming in. But I think that might be the last of them. Looks like it. Nice. Now, the first thing before I forget is to pasture the new animals that need pastured. The auto butcher will take care of any animals that, you know, take us above our prior allotment, and we now have 86 dwarves. We had 52, so that's 34 in that. That was 34. That's a lot. We now have a lot of idlers, which means a lot of smoothing is going to get assigned very shortly. DS, let's just assign everything here to keep people busy. Boom, away you go. Smooth that. We finished this room as well. Build door. There we go. Door right door will do the job. No, don't want to build catapult or ballista. Just want to make an area. Oopsie. And that can go to there. Let's make it a meeting area. Assign location. Add location. Temple. I suppose one worshipper, 23 worshippers, 25, 26 for cast. So there's a few here with a lot of worshippers. So we'll start with the highest, which was 26. Be for this guy. The Sanctum of something. What I want to do is... Oh shit, okay. Yes. Now, if we go into locations, Granadiers, that's perfectly fine. 2 mercenaries, Kess, and it is Rim Tower. How long then? Military. Betsy's Mercs. Rim Tower. There you go. Welcome to the fort. L. Let's go to the Sanctum of Meditating. All visitors welcome. Needs boxes and bags, stored instruments, and a dance floor. Why does a temple need a dance floor? It's not a nightclub. But anyway, let's build containers, and we shall build... yeah, I'm trying to figure out where would be the best place. Yeah, we'll go with coffers. Placement. Coffer. Another coffer. Oops, too far. And another coffer. So that'll do that. We probably need to look into making instruments and stuff, but I'm pretty sure we've stolen enough from the elves to keep us going for a while. And we will need to smooth this out. So we will... It'll all get smooth eventually, but... Now, we did count maybe 4 or 5 other deities that have a lot of worshippers in our fort. So it probably is important to look into satisfying that. Are you serious? There we go. No. It's nice getting the pattern right again. Yeah, that was there, and then you gap of 3, gap of 3. Should have done a macro for this, but the method of recording a macro is escaping me at the moment, so we will ignore that. We could have just left out here as the common area, and actually dig out those columns. Don't need the 6 columns. It's a tiny room, idiots. So it is. then providing these areas means the dwarves will be distracted more often because they actually have somewhere to go worship instead of just, I don't know, worshipping in their own time. So you will see dwarves mingling around here. But again, I feel that since it's in the game that we kind of have to do it. So I need somebody to mine out that second little column in the top temple. And then we can... what would you call it? Then we can designate those 2 floor patches to be smoothed. And I just realised I've done it again. This video is super long. It's over 40 minutes. I get so caught up in this game. Apologies for that once again. Apologies to my computer for having to render it. So yeah, this video is over. And until next time, go away. And yeah, good luck and goodbye.